The daytime optic we're working with is a prismatic sight. This is Bering Optics Supra prismatic sight. It's a 3-power fixed focus weapon sight. It has a black etched reticle, or you can run it with red and green illumination. It has capped windage and elevation knobs. And then this is the Yoter-C 640 clip-on. I have the rail currently installed, so it'll ride in front of the day optic. That rail is keyed so that it fits between your Picatinny slots, and then it is non-lockable, but it is quick release. And then the Yoter-C is currently outfitted with the light suppressor on the back, which fits nicely over the front bell housing of the Supra prismatic sight. And so once we determine zero with the prismatic sight, then we will put the Yoter-C in front, something like this orientation on the rail. All right, so we have an AR-15 with the flat rail, monolithic upper. Your handguard needs to be continuous from the upper receiver, and then we're going to be installing a Yoter-C in front of this prismatic sight. So the prismatic sight has 3 Torx 15 T15 screws, and so you set it so your eye relief is adequate for looking through the prismatic sight. I find this position for me works with the stock extended on the AR-15. I'm going to put equal pressure on the Torx 15 T15 screws. I like to work the middle one first, and then the 2 outside, and then back to the middle until you have a tight fit of the optic to the rail system. And then this has capped windage and elevation knobs. I use the rim of a bullet to make the adjustments, or you can use a flat blade screwdriver, whichever you prefer. After you obtain zero at 50 yards or 100 yards, whichever you prefer, then it'll be time to place the Yoter-C in front of the prismatic sight. But I want to go ahead and give you a video illustration of what the image looks like through the prismatic sight at 50 yards, general viewing, and then I'll put the thermal. So here we go. And obviously I'm using a camcorder camera here to attempt to look through the prismatic, so I'll hold this as steady as I can and try to zoom in to give you a representative image. The etched reticle is nice and clean. You can see there the size of the MOA dot in the middle. I think it's possibly 2 or 3 MOA. And then on the left side of that white target base is a Hot Hands thermal hand warmer, and you'll see that up next in the thermal imagery. All right, so I've placed the Yoter-C in front of the prismatic sight. This is the same scene we just went through. This is the clip-on, which doesn't add any magnification to the system. So you're basically viewing through the clip-on using the 3 times standard magnification of the prismatic. So running through the brightness settings, color palette settings here, and I think I'm going to settle on white hot. The focus, it's already in focus, but you would focus the Yoter-C since the prismatic does not have a focus adjustment. And then here I'm going to digitally zoom. So there's 2 times digital zoom through the Yoter. So effectively a 6 times total zoom. Activated the red illumination, which can help if, depending on your color palette that you're in, the black hot with the black reticle wouldn't work, so it's got illumination, and now we are at 4 times digital magnification on the Yoter-C, which gives a very usable picture for in-close precision type shooting. And now we're back to the native base magnification of the system here. Here I just wanted to quickly illustrate that you will need to align the digital zoom of the Yoter to the zeroed position of the prismatic. So you place this white crosshair over the center line of your day sight, and then when you activate digital zoom, it will then track and remap correctly to where your fixed reticle is. So, alright, I've switched shooting positions at the range. We're now at the 100-yard range, and I've got the Yoter-C in front of the Prismatic Supra model Bering Optics day sight on this AR-15. So that's what your system looks like. Very compact, and this is probably the most compact system to use with the day optic and the clip-on. So you'll see that the rail position of the clip-on is just in front of the barrel nut area of the handguard, and so those controls on top are easily accessible to the user and operator. And so now we're going to go in and look at the image at 100 yards. So here at 100 yards, again, 3 times base magnification on the prismatic sight. I'm trying to get the camcorder lined up as best as possible. Then I'll use the zoom of the camcorder to give you a visual illustration of what the human eye would more likely see as you're peeking in closely at that reticle. So there we go. That's more like the image you'd get in reality. So looking downrange here at 100 yards, a wide variety of targets there. You see the field of view is quite large for this type of optic. And then the white backboard has a thermal hot hands on the left side there. Alright, so I've fitted the light suppressor over the front of the Super Prismatic sight. Now I'm going to put the quick release lever into the lock position. And so the system is now solid and ready for use. And again, I need the camera to focus through the back of the prismatic sight. And you don't quite get full visibility of the Yoter-C's icons here, but you get most of them, and you do get the menu when you call it up. So just a little bit of the edges are outside of view. And again, we have illumination options, various intensities and brightness. So it's really just a preference of what you want to use. And then there's the green. And if you did not have batteries, you would still be okay to use this sight because of the black etched reticle that it has. Alright, here's some brightness adjustments on screen, sharpness adjustments of the Yoter-C, and then the digital zoom. So this level here is 4 times max zoom on the Yoter-C. And you'll see that reticle fits nicely within that hot hands, which is about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches in dimension. And then here's the 2 times digital zoom. You see the readout down there on the bottom. Very nice, clear, crisp image, usable for range or hunting or other uses. And then back to native magnification. And we'll end this video with a few of the color palettes. I appreciate you tuning into the series.